Here with Hoover coach Josh Niblett. Coach, you guys bounced back from the two losses to start the season. Just talk about where your team is at this point in the year.
Well, first of all, to God be the glory. We've just been blessed to be able to bounce back. Sometimes you can go through a lot of turmoil and you don't know how to, handle it, or you don't get it fixed. So we've been very fortunate as a group that we've done this thing together. It's not been one person or a group of guys. It's been our whole family. I think the biggest thing is we just started complimenting each other. I think the offense started playing well, which helped the defense. The defense played well to help the offense, and the defense played well to help both sides of the ball. So I think when you do that and you match everything together, you have that harmonious teamwork where we talk about we want to be relentless in what we do, be determined in what we do. It's kind of that synergy. And when you do things together, you have an opportunity to be very successful. I think early on in the year, we had a lot of guys that were trying to do their thing and do things to do their job. And then collectively, we want to try to bring it all together. Once we figured out our identity and knew exactly what we had to do, then I think our kids gelled together better. And we needed that.
Speaking of identity, you guys have run the ball extremely well as the season has gone along. Just talk about particularly those two backs.
That's kind of what I hang my hat on, because I'm a guy that I think you got to be able to run a football, and I think you got to be able to stop the run. We've been very good against stopping the run defensively, and we've been very good at running the football. And when we've had times to throw the football, we threw it. I mean, we're going to take what you give us. But I've always said when you can pound and pound and pound and you can wear people down, then, it gives you an opportunity at some point in the game to kind of break that rock open. And in our kids have an identity in that. Some weeks we might throw for 210. Some weeks, we may rush for 400 and throw for 100. It's just whatever the game presents itself. I'm not one of those guys where we go in and say, hey, look, I'd love to be 50-50 balanced, but why would I want to throw the football in the air when we're averaging, 7.0 yards a carry in a game? Why would I want to bang my head up against the wall and run the football when they got 7 in the box or 8 in the box when we can throw the ball out on the perimeter? So we're going to take what you give us, and that's our identity, and it's always been our identity.
You guys, because you'd won the last two 6A titles, you came in with a lot of expectations with the first year in 7A. Just how do you think your team's handled that?
I think they've handled it well. I think early on, we had to mature into it. Our senior group was a great athletic group, a lot of great players in that group, got a lot of guys that are going to play on Saturdays in that group. I think when they were sophomores and juniors, they could just play because the guys ahead of them were the leaders. And then they had to kind of change their identity a little bit. And I think that was different for them. Now it's not just about playing. You got to lead this group. And I think what they've been through this year, I think wanting to do things better than they've ever been done before, it's a motto we have within our program, and this 7A would be an opportunity for us to be able to do that. They want to take ownership in it. We tell every senior group that comes through, you got a legacy to leave behind. Your legacy is not what you left as a sophomore or junior. It's what you leave as a senior. And this group's got a chance to do something very special.
You guys will play Prattville, have a great rivalry, mostly in the championship game with that team. So what are your thoughts about playing them again?
Well, I think that's the way it ought to be. I think for us to play in the first 7A after all the battles we had in the last decade, it's pretty remarkable. I don't know much about them. I just, I know what kind of tradition they have within their program. I know the culture they try to set, the standard they have there. And I know they'll be athletic. I've heard through the grapevine they're athletic and, got a lot of speed. So, we've been there, we've seen that. But we also understand that, they're fighting for the same thing that we're fighting for. So, we just got to have a week and a half of preparation. We got to have some guys get healed up a little bit. But then we got to have the mindset to know that we got to keep our edge through this, week and a half, which is going to be a little bit different. And then, your game time changes, your day changes. So, it's up to me to try to make sure we set our schedule in a manner where our kids stay in somewhat of the same routine. So therefore, we're ready to play and we handle it the right way.